It is now my pleasure and an honor to introduce the Mayor of West Liberty, the Honorable Mark Smith.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And let me start by saying it's an honor to stand before you as Mayor of West Liberty and to share with you my thoughts about the state of our city. We are a city with a proud history, a thriving existence, and a promising future. Not all cities in Iowa have those characteristics. The history of this community, the progressive nature of the generations that came before us is something that's worth noting. One of John Brown's last efforts at freeing our enslaved brothers and sisters was to bring the people to West Liberty to be aided in their acquisition of freedom. The elegant homes that line our streets show both the prosperity and the pride people took in establishing this community. People like Phyllis Owen Serba in her Facebook post reminds us of the businesses that have flourished here. Now, as we think about where we're at here as a community now, there's strong evidence that that progressive spirit continues. First of all, we're well known as the first minority-majority town in Iowa. Our minority population is 56.5% of our total population. This brings a wonderful multicultural aspect to our community, including the Hispanic Heritage Festival, when thousands flock to our community. It also means that we have dining opportunities when we decide to have family events. It also translates into having the youngest population of any community in Muscatine County, which contributes to having a workforce that is interested in employment in existing and in new businesses and industry. Having served in the Iowa House of Representatives for 20 years, I've traveled a good deal across the state of Iowa. When I tell people where I'm living, the first comment I often hear is, "That is an excellent school district." We should be very proud of our public school system. The oldest dual language program is something to be proud of, but it's just one of the many characteristics that make our schools the quality that they are. The number of students that are seeking higher education from our community impresses colleges and universities. One of the first speeches that I heard when I came here was Brandon's speech a year ago, where he talked about the need to mentor young people in all the job opportunities that are available right here in West Liberty. The more that we keep homegrown people here in our community, the better we are as a community. The commingled entrepreneurial spirit with businesses managed by people of various ethnic backgrounds is another major strength of West Liberty. In other communities, there is a distinct line between minority businesses and those of the dominant culture. The ability to have a vibrant downtown and to walk past businesses in West Liberty that have been here for years, alongside of recently started businesses, show both the stable and growing business community. When I became mayor, my goal was to promote West Liberty to have an ethical and forward-thinking city government. While I know that there will be issues that divide the city council, I also know that each member of the council has the best interest of this community at heart. Upon taking office, I needed to appoint a chief of police. I'm very pleased with the skills that Chief Hauser brings to that position. Cody Franklin was recently named electrical superintendent and already has advocated ideas on ways that we can generate electricity more economically and how we can meet the demands of a growing community. We had winter in January. It didn't last long, but while it was here, it was brutal. Our city staff did an excellent job in keeping the lights on, the streets clean, and other services operating. Compared to other communities that I've lived and worked in, this community has a collaborative working relationship among city leaders, economic developers, the Chamber of Commerce, the faith community leaders, and civic groups. While I'm not Catholic, I have been very pleased and recently said that West Liberty has a hip priest and also someone who is committed to beyond his parish in this community. And the efforts of our civic groups also needs to be noted. The work of civic groups can be seen all across this community and through the investment in scholarships to our young people. And let me add, the scholarships are much more than money. They are statements to young people that their community believes in them. If you haven't done so, I encourage you to read the 2023 Muscatine County Housing Study. There you'll find facts that set West Liberty apart from other communities. I'll just mention a few of those. First, between 2000 and 2026, West Liberty was the Muscatine County that grew the most, 15%. Between 2010 and 2022, incomes in West Liberty grew by 49% and are the second highest in Muscatine County. We're a little bit beat out by Wilton. The poverty rate in West Liberty is 6.6% compared to 11.7% in Muscatine County and 11% in Iowa. Now, there are challenges that face us as a community. The important fact is that West Liberty is going to continue to grow. Over the past 50 years, there has not been a single decade where the population of this city did not increase. If you look at population trends across Iowa, you will find many towns and cities that have lost population. In the 1970 census, 2,296 people lived here. The last census showed a population of 3,854 people. More people translates into more businesses and industrial growth. Housing demands are high. Over the past winters, few houses were on the market. That's good news for people who are selling homes and means higher prices for those who are seeking to buy homes. The housing study, which I mentioned earlier and Ken went over, suggests more creativity in available housing will attract people to our community. One option is repurposing commercial and residential property. This prevents urban sprawl, makes these buildings safer, and makes our community look better. Another challenge is ensuring adequate city services for expected city growth. I own property in Osceola, Iowa, which has had to restrict water usage because of relying on limited supplies of surface water and because of a severe drought. I believe that water capacity is going to continue to be a factor for business and industrial growth. Continuing to maintain and expanding water and sewer will help us grow as a community. I mentioned that we are the youngest community in West Liberty. Responding to quality of life amenities are important to attract more families to West Liberty. These amenities include adequate parks, recreational opportunities, library services, senior citizen services, physical and mental health services, and other aspects for people choosing to live here. We do have a promising future. We will grow. Again, this is not in question. What is important is adequate planning occurs so that the growth enhances our downtown, the quality of our housing stock, the types of businesses that locate here, and the quality of life that we offer. President Abraham Lincoln once said, "If you want to cut down a tree in an hour, spend 4 hours owning the axe." This is the importance of planning. Planning requires all of us to work together, sharing ideas, being creative, and devoting the time to do it right. It's been an honor to work with Ken Brooks and WeLead in his and their efforts in improving the economic climate in our community by selling our community to businesses considering to locate here, in seeking grants to rehabilitate buildings and to provide support to our diverse business community. That leads me to our business community. The best way that we can show our admiration for their businesses is by frequenting them. Wear your Fred Feed Store hat with pride. Buy your favorite grandchild a Comet onesie at Shop 121. Try the loaded French fries at Carmen's. And enjoy the good services, including West Liberty Market and Diane's Dozens foods that are available there, but frequent all of our businesses here, whether they're large or small. I'm pleased that Lee Grant has been managing the day-to-day operations of our city in a manner that understands the growth potential of our community. As a result, we have a healthy reserve and continue services such as library and park and recreation services where other communities have had to cut those services. I represented the Marshalltown area for 20 years. They had $1 million hole in their budget going into this year. We have been able to do that here in West Liberty by maintaining the levy instead of having to increase it. I'm proud of the city employees for doing their jobs in a professional and timely manner, as well as advancing ideas for a better West Liberty. One of the greatest compliments given to West Liberty is the interest from outside our community to model our efforts in offering good things or good quality of life. So in my final thoughts, in conclusion, I as mayor take to heart President Truman's motto that the buck stops with me. I also take to heart a lesser known presidential motto, that of President Lyndon Johnson. Johnson's motto was, "You ain't learning nothing when you're talking." It is my intent to always be a listening mayor. So I welcome your ideas, your recommendations, and your direction. President Nixon once said the job of a postage stamp is to stick to the goods until they are delivered. The attributes of this community that I have mentioned, the hardworking people, the exceptional business community, the creative city staff, the quality of our economic development efforts, and the diversity of our community demonstrate this community's ability to stick to the goods until they are delivered. I leave you today with the belief that the state of our city is, as it always has been, strong. I leave you with the promise of a bright future, depending on the continuation of what the people of West Liberty do so well. Pull together to be welcoming, optimistic, and forward in thinking. Thanks.